All right, we live in the Prosper Under Pressure community. Welcome, ladies. It's Wednesday. You know what time it is. It's time for Boss Up Live. I am Virginia, the founder of the Prosper Under Pressure community. And you know, we love to empower professional women to live their next level of life, going through burnout, to alleviate burnout, just to go to your next level, to be the best you and have everything you want, the more that you deserve, the more that you need, the more that you should have. And so we've started a new thing in the community. Every third Wednesday, we are going to have a special guest. And so we have the most Miss Beautiful Davina McLean Randall. Got to get all of the name in there. So let me introduce her, and then she's going to give us our Boss Up Live moment. Ladies, if y'all have comments or questions, hey, Janice. If y'all have questions or comments, make sure you put them in the chat, in the comments, and I'm going to make sure that I review them so that she can know if you have any questions or comment. But Miss Davina McLean Randall, she is the CEO of A Caring Voice for You. She holds a master's degree in counseling. That's what we have. That's my sister in the counseling world. And she brings over 15 years of experience supporting individuals in crisis, ranging from children to adults. And with a deep passion for mental health and wellness, she has dedicated her career to offering compassionate guidance and solutions to help people navigate life's most challenging moments. Under her leadership, Caring Voice for You provides nationwide phone-based services to those facing stress, loneliness, and other life transitions. And she'll give you her information and everything so that you can know more about her. But we're going to give her the floor once she unmutes herself. And
Thank you so much, Virginia. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for just allowing me to be on this podcast. I really am excited and interested in just being able to share some practical strategies that I learned throughout my career, throughout my life, and that I share with my clients on a regular basis. So just to share a little bit about myself, again, my name is Davina McLean Randall. I am a mother of three, ages 17, 12, and 11. Again, I am the owner of A Caring Voice for You, and we provide nationwide support for anyone going through stress, loneliness, life transitions, grief, and everything in between. We are here for anyone going through just the typical things that we go through in life. So to share a little bit more about my background, counseling is one piece, but also my background and my career started in education. A lot of people don't know this, but it started in special education. I was a special education teacher, special education administrator, and an assistant principal. But I found my passion in helping people. And I trickled on over to receive my master's in counseling. And for several years, I've experienced counseling families and individuals who are in crisis. And I would like to say that my passion lies within helping people and really just making a true difference in their lives, something that they can feel, that they can see, that they can experience the change in their lives. So that's really what my passion is. So I'm excited just to have the opportunity to talk to you today. I think something that I really want to just start off to share is that I went through a series of stress in my life, a series of being in crisis in my life that caused me to seriously reflect on what's most important in my life. It wasn't until I was homebound and in bed for a few weeks when I realized that I really needed to make a change and that I myself was experiencing a significant amount of stress and burnout on a level I didn't even realize was coming. So I like to say life is a roller coaster. We're all on this roller coaster ride, and it's important to listen to our bodies and our inner thoughts to prevent burnout and stress when we're going through life. Because as we're going on this roller coaster, our ups and downs, our highs and lows, it is so important to just stop, reflect, really listen to ourselves, what our bodies are telling us, and our inner thoughts within ourselves to prevent that burnout and to prevent and manage that stress. So that all sounds great. It all sounds great. Yes, we're on a roller coaster ride. Yes, we're listening to our bodies, but what does that mean? how can you put that into practice and to manage your stress? So if you are interested in learning a little bit more, hang on tight because we are going to continue to just share a little bit more. I'm going to share a little bit more about some practical ways that you can prevent burnout and manage stress. So if you're like me, I like to jot things down. I like to, have it later to reflect on, to look back on, get a pen and a piece of paper ready, maybe an iPad, anything that you feel would be necessary for you to just jot down a few notes, because I truly believe these strategies that I'm going to share will be life changing. I use them with my clients all the time. I share them with people I interact with, my family members. These are practical ways that I have managed to get through those moments of burnout and stress throughout my life. So I'm excited to share them with you. So the first one that I would like to share is to set boundaries and delegate tasks. So, setting boundaries can be one of those difficult things that is hard to do because as a mother, you're in most individuals, if you're not working, you have a family or you have some type of responsibility where you need to figure out your day. You have to figure out what works best for you in order to prevent yourself from burning out, whether you're a caregiver or whether you have a 9 to 5. It's important to set boundaries and delegate tasks. So when possible, I share this with my clients to protect their peace. Protect your peace by clearly defining your work and your personal time. And I've been there for myself through so many times in my career that I can think and reflect back on that I allowed my personal time to be just kind of taking over a little bit with my work and bring home work. And, we all have that at some points in times, but a part of protecting your peace and preventing burnout and managing your stress is know when it's taking over, know when it's too much. So that's something that I recommend to my clients, to clearly define work and personal time. And when possible, delegate tasks at home. So something that I do with my family is we have a chore chart and we have different calendars and things that we write who's responsible for what from the inside of the house to the outside, to make sure that those tasks are clearly defined and that we all play a part and a role in getting a lot of everything that needs to be done completed in a timely manner. And also, I highly recommend this. And sometimes it's hard. I know it was hard for me in the beginning, because I think that's when I got to the point of being homebound, was I didn't ask for help. I think that's an important step and an important task to take, is to ask for help from family members, friends, coworkers. I mean, if it comes down to it, even a neighbor, to reduce your stress that you may be going through as you're navigating your day. And then secondly, prioritize self-care. This is so, so important. And I know I reflected on this before. Listen to your body, listen to your inner thoughts. Self-care is so important. And even if it's just for a few minutes a day, make time for yourself. I know as mothers, sometimes I know in the past, I had to lock myself in the bathroom and just close the door for a few minutes, or wait for my kids to go to bed to receive that me time. That's important. It's important to have a few minutes, either early in the morning, after everyone is off to bed or whatever they're doing, making a few minutes throughout your day, even your work day during your lunchtime or whenever you need it. Prioritize self-care. It's so important. And again, just to give you some examples, it could be like exercising or meditating. I enjoy reading. That's my thing. But just having quiet time to sit and reflect, and it helps to just allow your thoughts to flow without any distractions. So I always recommend my clients to do that. It also helps you to recharge and refocus yourself. Some things that I also recommend to my clients to do is to encourage yourself. And I often have little post-it notes, those post-it notes that you get in, Target or Walmart, wherever you go. And I recommend just writing positive affirmations, quotes, or scriptures on those post-it notes and place them in different areas where you know you will see them throughout your day. It could be on the mirror in your home or in the car or on the refrigerator, on a door. It could be anywhere. But sometimes I have found that, you could be surrounded by people, but they may not encourage you. So you have to encourage yourself. You have to encourage yourself to make sure that you know what your capabilities are, and you know that you can be successful in tasks and things. So don't forget to prioritize your self-care and encourage yourself. Next, I would highly recommend to use time management strategies. So this was one of the my biggest struggles was time management. I have gotten a lot better with it, and I highly recommend to my clients to focus on managing your time well. Plan your day and prioritize the most important tasks. Use tools such as a to-do list, calendars, block out time. I use my phone to block out time, and to have an alarm. Without my alarm, there are things that I know I would miss regularly, but making that a priority to manage your time well is important, especially when, I don't know if anyone else have ever had this, but getting phone calls if you're doing something that's important to you, you get a phone call, you get a text, and often it's from your loved ones or friends or family or whomever, and it's this dire need to connect with you. It's something that they need from you. Protect yourself from that. Protect your peace. Make sure you realize, is it the right time to allow that particular person or event or whatever it may be to come into your space at that time? If it is, great. But if it's not, give yourself a moment to when it is the best time and put it on pause, whether it's allow that person to go to voicemail or wait to respond to that text message or whatever it may be. But make sure you protect your peace, because protecting your peace will reduce stress and burnout. And the next thing is, this was one of the hardest things for me, was to say no. Say no when necessary. Recognize when to say no and what your limits are. Sometimes, taking on extra tasks or agreeing to commit yourself to do things can certainly overwhelm you. Be selective with your time to reduce your stress, and know when it's best to say no. And it's okay to say no. Practice saying no. And I would also recommend, once you practice saying no, do it regularly when you know that you can't commit to things, to prevent yourself from being burned out. The next thing I would recommend is to take breaks and vacations. I know when I was working in the education field, it was hard for me to take breaks as an administrator. Over the summer, it was hard to get things done in counseling. And what I do right now is still tough to kind of pull back, but it's a priority. It's a priority to take breaks, take vacations, even if it's a day or two. Even if you're sitting at home and have a staycation, which I love staycations, and getting out and enjoying the different parts of traveling as well. I love that too. But staycations are the best for me because it allows me to just regroup, refresh myself, and know that when I come back, that I will be even better than before I left. So taking a vacation, it creates memories, and enjoying the time with your loved ones or whomever it may be is important. It helps you to regroup and refresh yourself too, to prevent burnout, to refresh your mind, to refresh your body. Try not to skip the vacations and breaks if you can. I don't know, for myself and for many of my clients that I talk to, even if you feel pressured to keep going because of deadlines, commit to taking moments to take breaks. It's important for yourself and for your well-being. Next, I would say would be Some people call it faith, some people call it mindfulness. I call it faith. Incorporate a time for you to sit and think for a moment. I incorporate prayer into my daily routine. Some people incorporate just sitting and thinking or mindfulness, deep breathing. My what is that you need, and you know yourself best, whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that you get that moment in to just reduce your stress, breathe in, breathe out, find a time to just sit, meditate, think, reflect. That's so important. So I recommend, highly recommend to take those moments and just breathe. And finally, I think this is probably another one of the most important things is to stay connected to a support group, network, family, friends, people who are going to encourage you, support you when you're having a difficult time, when you know you're up against a wall and you're having a challenge, or can celebrate with you with your victories. Those are the people that you need to be surrounded by. People who are positive, who are going to celebrate with you for your wins, and that you can lean on them when you're going through tough times. So that can also help you to reduce your stress, prevent burnout, because having someone listen to you or you listen to that person when you need it is great. I also wanted to share that A Caring Voice for You will be starting a virtual support group on Monday evenings. But before I do that, I wanted to know, did anyone have any questions or anything that they wanted to share before I move on?
Let me see. So Facebook, we are on Zoom because, we want to be able to give you a better viewpoint. So we did Zoom, but the Facebook, you can put your questions in the Facebook group. But if you are watching the replay, you can also put your questions in the replay. But you have some fire. Janice gave you some fire. You
Thank you,
have
Janine.
Cassandra said positivity. Y'all
Thank
have
you.
any questions? And we are so related because I was in education too before becoming a therapist. And some of
Yes.
the same things, like that's some of my mantras in the community is I call it the 3 S's for success is the set boundaries, self-care, and then the using your support system. And I know they probably think we coordinated this, like they sound like they on the same, on the same levels and the same, but that's just some of the things that I know
Mhm.
that I had to do for my success. And obviously you too, because what city you in again? What state?
I'm in New York State, but I'm in the western part by Rochester.
See, she in New York State. I'm way in Texas, and we have the same viewpoints of what you need to be successful as a mom to help
Mhm.
combat your burnout. Period. Not just as a mom, but a woman in general. But we passionate because we moms, and so of course we want to make sure that our moms are like taken care of because it's hard to juggle
Yes.
being a mom and having a career, and let alone trying to have a business at the same time.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
they don't have any questions. I don't see any. I'm pretty sure they'll drop some later. Who we have on here now? We have people popping in and out, but we have Cassandra's on the line, Janice. I hope I'm saying this right, Miss Mo, and a few other people watching live. But y'all, welcome to our Wednesday Boss Up Live, where we empower women. And every third Wednesday, we're going to have a special guest. Davina was our first special guest for this year. And of course, she's in the group, and you can connect with her in the group. If you look under Davina, is it McLean Randall as well?
Yeah,
Or
I can share
no, it's the a caring voice
a
for all.
caring voice for you. I can share a little bit more if you want me to. I'm not sure if you're ready for me to do that yet, but
Oh,
whenever you're
no, no.
ready.
So, but what I want to ask, and then you can tell them how to connect with you and whatever other offers you have.
Okay,
And she's in the Facebook group under, I think you're under your business, a caring voice for you. And
you're
so
right.
y'all connect with her. I'm pretty sure she has some awesome things on her social media and things. And your event is, you said something about an event.
Yes, so we are starting a virtual support group on Monday evenings. Monday nights. It should be starting at the beginning of October. We're not really sure quite yet. It should be between 8 and 8:30 starting to 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And it will have rotation of different supports. So we'll be focusing on four different things. The first one is supporting caregivers. The second is supporting parents of college students, and then stress, loneliness, and grief, and then divorce and separation. So those are the main things that we'll be reflecting on within our group, and it'll be on a rotation throughout the month. And yeah, so that's the support group that we'll be having. It'll be connected through a Caring Voice for You, which is on Facebook. But please feel free to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn under A Caring Voice for You. And then we also have two groups that will be parallel to our virtual groups. They're called Stress, Loneliness, Grief, and Everything in Between, which is on Facebook. And then we also have a group called Helping College Students Conquer Stress. I'm sorry, Helping College Students Conquer Stress. And this is specifically for parents who have, their kids went off to college and they're struggling with just trying to figure out how to support and help them. So yes, our website is caringvoiceforyou.com, and feel free to reach out to us at 833-829-1088 if you have any questions or to learn more.
Okay, and then go later on, go back in the group and put your that stuff that you said. I keep forgetting Facebook have a little delay. So we do have some comments and questions.
Okay.
Sandra said, most of the time, my only quiet time to recharge or regain some energy is bathroom time. Like what you just said.
Yes.
She said, but I do try to take these moments, other than the bathroom or other times. What tips you have for her to try to get some other besides bathroom time?
I've been there where I had to, if I'm in the bathroom, I close the door and they're still knocking. My kids are knocking on the door and they're like, they have questions or just anything. So what I recommend is early in the morning. Even to this day, early in the morning, I get up and I have my me time. Late at night, once everyone goes to sleep, I have my me time. It fluctuates, sometimes it's morning, sometimes it's the evening, but that's when I have my moments when everyone is sleeping. And it's important to have those moments, even if it's just reading a little bit or whatever it is that you need to do to have your peace and have your moments to reduce your stress. Try it and figure it out, because it's important for you to just remember who you are as a mom. And I think it can be tough when you have you don't have your me time and it's only during the bathroom time, which I get, and I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. I have 3 kids, like I said, but yeah, try the mornings, and I would recommend try late at night too, and see how that worked for you.
Good, great information. And y'all gonna have to watch the replay probably 2 or 3 times, because I've been trying to take notes, but she's been giving so many good nuggets. Like I couldn't keep up. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the replay. But you're giving some real good information and tips for these moms and professional women. Janice said, welcome and thanks for your caring information towards daily burnout.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for your comment. I appreciate it.
And then the one thing that I wanted to say, so we can kind of wrap up, because I know you have things that you need to do, but why do you think it's so hard for women, especially moms, to do some of these things that you mentioned today about the self-care and listening to their body, especially that listen to the body one? Like, what would you suggest to help them tune in more to those types of things?
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think it's difficult because as women, we naturally are our caregivers and we love to do for others. And I think that's just a natural part of who we are. And it's hard to stop and reflect because we're always on the go. I know for myself and for many of my clients, we're constantly on the go from when we set our feet on the ground, getting out of the bed, until it's time to, lay back down and go to sleep. So it's hard to stop and reflect and listen to our bodies. And that's why it's important to take a pause throughout the day. Even if it's, you going to your car, I've done this before, going to sit in my car, and they're like, I don't know where mom went for a little while, as long as I know that they're safe. Taking a moment to just sit there, even outside, in the car, to reflect and just have my peace, close my eyes, listen to music, listen to motivation music, whatever it is, but give yourself that me time, because it's so important. But I think that's one of the main reasons why it's so hard for us, because we just naturally care and want to give, and we keep giving ourselves, and we don't, we don't protect ourselves as much. But yeah, it's a learning experience.
And what Janice say, I can relate, but wish I had all this information when my kids was kids, but this is great information. And this is like, my daughters could use this information. Well, one of your daughters is on here. She gave a heart. She better use this information. She probably on her lunch break as well, trying to tune into this. But you mentioned that about you being on a roller coaster. And I always give my story of how I was on a hamster wheel. So we all have this, whatever it is that just got us going, that we feel like it's so fast that we can't catch up or we never get a break, which equals the burnout. But that's what where these tips come in handy, is that when you recognize that you on your roller coaster or on your hamster wheel, you have to intentionally be like, wait a minute, I can't be productive like this. I can't help my kids. I can't be successful at my career. So you have to intentionally stop and put some of these strategies in place, and also schedule them in your life and in your day, because if you don't, you're going to stay on that roller coaster just going and going and like, woo, I can't catch a break.
Right.
So you have to be intentional. And I know it's hard, but once you start, then you pretty much have a rhythm in place, and you can keep going and stacking on them and continue going to your next level of success.
I
And it's like,
totally
yes, on a roller coaster, Cassandra's a hamster wheel. What you call yours? And it's good to label it, because when you label it, then you can do something with it because you know what it is.
very much so. That's right.
So, we use these little colorful terms. She the roller coaster, I'm the hamster wheel. But it's good that we know that, because now we know we identified them when my kids are older too. And so when I was in my late 20s going to college, my hamster wheel was work, school, kids. I just was until I had to intentionally stop and like take a breath. And then that's when I read, what's the book? I can't even think of it. Janice, what's the name of the book? Cassandra says she's on a roller coaster, because I gave it to her. What is the name of the book? Oh my God, everybody know this book. I can't think of it right now, but I talk about it all the time. And when I read this book, it just put me on the next level of, this roller coaster is just not for anything, right? You're doing these things for a reason, because first of all, these are the things you need to be successful in life. But just hold up. Think about the purpose, the real reason behind it, and just calm and be relaxed with it, because then it helps you to be more successful. Oh, Purpose-Driven Life. That's the book
Oh,
I
yes.
read.
Yes.
Purpose-Driven Life. And that book, it just put me on a whole nother level when I was younger. And I'm like, you know what? I know I'm doing these things and I have to continue doing these things. But when it's more purposeful, Purpose-Driven Life. When it's more purposeful, it helps you to really put it in perspective and be like, wait, I got to do something that's going to help me stay on this track, which is those coping strategies and everything you shared today. So I'm so thankful that you were our first special guest.
Thank you. I enjoyed being on here.
Don't be a stranger to the community. And I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you're watching the replay, ask your questions, connect, give us some fire, some hearts, go connect with her on social media, go to her support groups, because this is all about resources. And I really did this so y'all can have more resources. I know I give some good resources, but at the same time, I want you to have more, because you might not just match with me all the time. And I want to make sure you're able to match with what you need so you can be successful, because that's what it's about. Women empowerment. Yeah.
That's right.
All right. So any closing comments?
I just want to make sure that you remember to protect your peace. Protect your peace. Make sure that you realize that you are important. That yes, we have families, we have jobs, we have all these things that are important, but you also are important. So don't forget to protect your peace.
Okay. And don't forget to connect with her. Don't forget to look out for the next Wednesday. We're gonna continue. Well, I'm just in this season of helping people reduce burnout is what I've been focused on a lot. And as soon as I feel like, okay, I think we've done that enough, and everybody listening, and they pretty much had their tools set up and they're using the tools. It's just not about having the tools, because she gave a million kabillion great things to do, but you also have to use them.
Right.
Because if you don't use them, like, it's like you never, what was the purpose of even listening if you don't plan to use things? So, we're just going to continue giving more resources. So next Wednesday, we'll have our next, another series of burnout and giving tips and tools. And she's in the group. So hit her up, follow her, ask her questions in the group, and she will follow up with you guys, with you ladies. I always say you ladies in the group. Okay. So if that's it, Davina, anything else?
No, nothing else. Thank you. And
All right.
enjoy the rest of y'all day.
All right. Thank you. Bye, ladies.
Bye.